Welcome back, G High family. We're back with another podcast in a big 2025. Today, I'm your host, Jocelyn Robertson. You might know me from basketball.
I'm your co-host, Liana Anderson, and today we're here with Miss Johnson, our favorite.
Hey guys!
So, I have a question. So, how do you deal with your everyday life and also being like a basketball coach and dealing with students' emotions around the school?
Um, I don't know. I'm gonna tell you, I don't really know. No, I do know. So when I was younger, the same emotions that you guys went through or going through, we've all been there, right? So I'm not gonna say that I'm like the perfect person because I was never a perfect person, but I know how to balance the two because I know what I went through, and if I had the people that I needed with me when I was going through the things that I was going through, then I would have the same balance. But I tried to put that balance in y'all because I know it can be hard coming off that high. Like when you're upset, you coming down from a high. You know what I mean? And it's hard to control that sometimes. And I was one that they would use the phrases as blacking out when I used to get upset. So I do know what it feels like to be that person that had that temperature checks.
So, how you doing today, Miss Johnson?
I'm good. I'm always good in Glasgow's. No, I was gonna say Glasgow's hood, but I'm not gonna say the Blake's hood.
So,
Glasgow's den though. I'm good in Glasgow's
so
den.
can you tell us like what's some of the things you do for G High just in the school by itself?
Um, I don't really like to share some of the stuff that I do because some of the stuff I do is real private and I'm real humble about it. But I do help a lot of kids that have trouble at home. Um, I am that person that, like, if you need somebody to come to the classroom because somebody might be upset, I have a lot of good relationships with a lot of students, so I know how to calm them down. Or even if a kid feel like they're upset and they're about to, like, do something that doesn't make any sense to anybody else, but I'm like, hey, let me help you, let me guide you through it. I do that. Um, we also started this sneaker drive. Well, I came up with the idea and had a couple of the climbing staff, which I appreciate them for this helping us out, and also Mr. Ingram, to help some kids in need that needed sneakers. You know what I mean? And that's been a real big thing to me lately. We've been helping a lot of kids with that. We do have kids in here who need that support, and like I don't like when people make fun of people. I grew up fortunate, but there's a lot of people that didn't grow up fortunate, and the stories that I hear from my dad, you know what I mean, of him growing up with not having anything, it kind of like bothers me that, it happens, and it does happen in this world. But the stuff that I do, I don't like to really speak on everything. And people tell me I should speak up a lot more, but that's not really my character. I don't do everything to get in the spotlight and let people see, oh, she did this, she did that.
But based on what you said, being a school's outlet, is that another reason why you started this podcast for students?
So, yes, to a degree. I started this podcast because I felt as though students have a voice. I was already doing a podcast on a family's radio station, 403.5, and we had stopped that. So I had this show called Why I Am, and and it was more of um, I can't even remember what I said the thing was. I can't even remember right now. But you inspire me. You inspire me. That's what it was. Why I Am, and it was geared to the community and helping adults understand where students come from, because I feel like sometimes when we have conversations, we shut students up, right? We shut kids up, right? Like kids don't have a voice. You can't really speak up when your parents are talking. So when it got to this podcast, I was like, nah, this would be an outlet for them. Like they can speak and they can say how they feel or ask questions they never asked before. And it's been a go for about 3 years now. So a lot of kids have been asking questions, been coming up with topics, some things they don't know about. And it's real interesting. It's actually like, it makes me feel good that, you guys are doing a good job, like, and able to be like, yo, let's come together, let's ask questions, let's do this. So, it's just a passion. I just love it. I just love it for y'all.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
It's a little more personal. So, everyone knows you have sons.
Yeah.
Did it ever get difficult with
your sons going to the same school that you work at, or did it make y'all grow closer together?
Um, it made us, I would say it, I mean, it gets difficult, I think, being a mother or a father because every day is a different learning experience. And you guys will learn that when y'all have kids, that every day you're learning how to be a parent. Like there's no perfect day. But all the kids are different. They have different personalities. They have different attitudes. I could tell you that my oldest son, he never ever got in trouble. He actually got bullied in school, and it bothered me for a very long time too. That's why I take, bullying very personal. And I won't really get into the story because he didn't say it was okay for me to get into that. But I did deal with that with him. But he also graduated with a 4.0 with honors, and he also was the one that built the ticket booths at Brightland. So I will say that he did a remarkable job, and he actually is about to graduate from Penn State University. So I take my hat off to my oldest son.
Yep.
Um,
Did you get a round of applause from mom?
I do. My daughter, she was hard, but she was the same thing. I never had any problems with her. I never had problems with her with boys, and never had anything like that. When it came to the younger two, one of them was really quiet. And we know the other one, everybody knows the other one. And the other one is, he's actually one of my sweetest kids. And that one was really difficult, but he's like the friendliest kid you could ever run into. He'll help you with anything. So I don't think it was really an issue with him being here per se, because let me tell you something. If it wasn't for the men in this school, all the men in this school and some of the women, I will say some of the women, but all the men in this school, and I'm talking about Ingram, I'm talking about Peterson, I'm talking about Batson. If it wasn't for them, he would have never got out of this school. They were his support system. And you don't have that. And sometimes, and I'm not even putting it on a color thing, but African American men don't really have all that support. He had the support from them. And with the principal stepping up and being the biggest support for them, he made sure that he was good and on point and ready to get out of here. And my son graduated for them. And I'm not down in any school. I'm really not. But when he went to the other school, it wasn't for him. We came here, it was a family. So it was totally different. So I do. And the women, I'm sorry, Miss Hall, I forgot that Miss Hall made sure he was on point. Miss Akins, she made sure he was on point. So there's people here that I know is going to look out. Mr. Giddens, I ain't forget about you. But Miss Vasco, I didn't forget about you. So, it's certain people in here that made sure my son was good. And if I forgot you, I'm sorry. Mr. Purnell also, so it's a team of people here that make sure that the kids are doing good. Now, my youngest, he's quiet. He's not like that, but I do have a support system that's here for him and that helps him out. And I thank all his teachers for making sure that he does everything he does. So, all my kids, I think, oh, I don't know, it makes us closer, but now everybody grown, so I don't know. So it is different. I mean, I mean, I did it and I'm doing it, and I still have one more person that I take care of. So
And you're doing a great job.
thanks. It's hard. I got it.
Hey, Miss Johnson,
Hey,
how's your day going?
everything going good.
So I got a real personal question for you.
I'm an open book.
What was your childhood like? What was it like
You wanna know?
before we finally met the Miss Johnson?
So, mom and dad, don't get offended at this. Don't. My parents came from the working class, right? I had my own bedroom, had a nice house, but I never seen my parents like that. My parents always worked. So I did whatever I wanted to do. I got in trouble. I got suspended my first years, and I think elementary school was good. Like I had a strong support system, I think, in elementary school. They had the big brothers, big sisters. So I had like a big sister who I hung out with, and I'll never forget that I was at leisure. Um, when I got to middle school, I went to Gunn and Bedford, and I got suspended every week. Okay, I got in trouble every single week. I came back, I got in trouble. Came back, I got in trouble. I wind up eventually getting expelled from Gunn and Bedford and went to Kirk. Wind up going to Kirk. I did good because I told my mom, I was like, I'm not going to get in trouble. I'm not going to get in trouble no more. So I wind up going to Kirk, 8th grade year. Then I wind up coming back and going to Willem Penn. Got in trouble over at Willem Penn. Wasn't doing what I was supposed to do at Willem Penn. So then I got taken out of Willem Penn and they took me to Newark High School. Newark High School was where I finished off high school until I became 17, 18 years old, I wound up getting pregnant with my oldest son, who will be 23 this month. So I was a spoiled kid, and I was very ornery. And I did some things that I regret, but I mean, I can't really regret it because it made me who I am today. So, yeah. Anything else though? You want me to get more in detail? What you want?
No.
Oh, okay. I put it all together for you. You got the details?
Yeah.
I basically did what I wanted, didn't care what my mom and dad said. And then when they say come in the house at 2 o'clock, when they say come in the house at 12 o'clock, I came in the house at 2 o'clock. So I was always in my own world. I did what I wanted, which is not a good thing. I'm just letting y'all know that it's not, but I learned from it.
Okay. This is a very personal question.
Okay.
So not everybody knows you take care of your godson.
Yes.
So can you share with us how you juggle taking care of your godson but doing everything that you do in and out of school?
It's hard, right? Because I had those days where I get frustrated. And believe it or not, like my boss, y'all principal, I say to him, like one time me and him had a conversation and I was like, I'm over it. I can't do it. So he's like, if you're taking on too much you can chew, you got to well back. And I didn't take it the way that he was saying it. So I'm thinking, oh my God, I got to stop doing this because if y'all didn't know, like he comes from trauma, right? And that's one of the reasons why I have him. Like, the trauma he's been through. So he's a handful. But then my boss said to me this year, he said, so what you want to give up on him? And he probably don't even know when he said this, and he was probably like, he was serious when he said it, but he was like, you want to give up on him? You want to give up on him like everybody else? And I looked at him and I said, dang, like I got so frustrated, but then I was like, I can't give up on him. You know what I mean? Like he's been through a lot. I got a phone call this morning because he did some crazy stuff. And I'm working on him, but it's growth. It is extremely hard because he does a lot of things that that I have to teach him. So when you get somebody else's kid, it's extremely hard. It's not the same as your kid where you could tell your kid go sit down or go do something like if your mom's talking to y'all. It's hard because the same way you discipline your kids, you're trying to discipline that kid like that, but it doesn't work like that because he's not used to it. So I'm trying to teach him how to use his words because it's extremely hard. He uses his hands. But then it takes you back to when I was younger. I used to fight all the time. So then I'm like, is this God playing a trick on me? Because when none of my kids did this, but now I got a godson that's always fighting. So I was like, this is God. This is really God playing a trick on me. But no, it's not that bad. We have a routine, and that's what little kids need. They need routine. You can't just let a kid do anything anymore. That's my baby too, by the way. That is my baby. And I look at him as my other son. Yeah. So it's like I know I didn't give birth to him, but I take a godparent real seriously. And I've been taking care of him for 3 years, and he lives with me. And from my understanding, is what he told me is I'm always gonna live with you. So, so yeah. And everybody know him. All the other kids on the basketball team know him. So, yeah, he's a sweetheart though when he want to be.
Hi, good morning. Hope everybody is having your best day.
My
Uh,
boy.
my question is, growing up, what was your dream? What was something you was like very passionate about?
So y'all want to hear this? This is crazy. So I always wanted to be an artist. I always wanted to be an art teacher. And back in the day, they used to say, you can't be no artist. You ain't gonna make no money until you die. You ain't gonna make no money. So it was called a starving artist. You're never gonna make any money. But now, like looking at it now, everybody makes money if you in the art. You make a lot of money. But that's what I really, really wanted to do. And I wanted to be an architect. So, but and I also, this is funny because me and my sisters, and they'll probably laugh about this because they'll probably watch this. I was real particular on teeth. So I used to brush my sister's teeth. I used to take them in the bathroom like we was in a dentist studio, and I used to go through their teeth and make sure. And I'm grade how old I am, and I ain't never had a cavity a day in my life because I've always been particular. But you wouldn't know this either about Miss Johnson. I'm a certified dental assistant.
Damn right. I want to be a.
Y'all didn't know that, though, did y'all? The problem is, though, I'm left-handed. So it's a lot of people that can't. No, it is. In the dentistry world, it is because a lot of doctors are right-handed. So it's hard. It's hard to work with a left-handed person because you want to do everything on the opposite side. So that's why. I got a lot of stuff in my belt.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
What's something that we don't really know about you that you haven't really told anyone?
I don't know. I gotta think about that. I'm an open book. Well, I just graduated with my master's in October for educational administration. So, um, that was real, passionate for me. Um, I do. I'm working on owning a business. I'll say that.
Business.
Ah. So sometimes you're not supposed to tell people what you're thinking because people will go out there and do it. But for behavioral health. Like, and I'm talking like more on an aspect of like they have these schools out here that help kids with behavior issues and emotional, issues and stuff like that. But I really want to get deep into that.
We're talking about
I'll put it that way.
like what's some stupid girl? Where the
Like Douglas and all that.
Yeah.
So, but I was actually a director at the Hope Center for after school program for kids that were homeless. So I did do that. I've done a lot of stuff. Y'all just
Okay,
ask me,
so
I'll tell y'all.
I got a question.
What?
So since like you want to start that program up, would you be okay with like helping like
Yes.
juveniles get out of like doing like bad habits and doing what they used to do, like period.
Yeah. No, I do, because I just feel like everybody is supposed to have that support, right? We all don't have the right support. Some of us don't have the support that we really need. And the support that we really need could be just a conversation. It could be anything. You know what I mean? So if we can have those people that I have people that I know that are set in great spots in the world to help anybody that come to me that be like, yo, I need your help. Can you do this? And I'm like, well, I can't do it, but I got somebody that can help you. So I always know somebody that can help. Like there's always somebody. I mean, I have doctors, lawyers, everything in my family. Like, so it's always somebody out there that can help. You just got to ask. And sometimes we're scared to ask. And that's why we go through the things that we go through because people be scared to ask questions.
I got another question for you.
Well,
So what's your future plans with just life in general? Like, what do you see for yourself in the future?
hey, I don't really, I don't know. I'm going to continue to do this. I'm going to continue to, help people out because that's what I do. And I only know that because when I went to go to school to be a dental assistant, right? I was working for the night school program here, 2013. And the lady said to me when I was studying all, what it was to be a dental assistant and everything like that. And she said, hey, yo, Miss Saunders, that's my maiden name. Let me tell you something. And I said, what? She sat me in her office and she said to me, she said, that's not your calling. I said, it's not? What you mean? Because I was the Oasis worker. So I was like a counselor here for night school. So I would help kids get jobs. I help them get babysitters. I would help them. I did so much stuff to help people out. So when she said to me, she said, listen, I need to tell you something. And I said, what? She was like, I'm going to be a dental assistant. Man, I might be a hygienist. You never know. She was like, no, that ain't your calling. Your calling is to help people. Your calling is to make sure that you help people get where they need to be at. So when she did that, I went to school and got my bachelor's in behavior science. And then that's where I started at. And I was a behavior interventionist through the whole process at North Star Elementary. So I worked there for a good 5 years, 4 years. I was with the district, 5 years. I was there. I started off with a positive direction. And I came in there as an interventionist and I was an enrichment teacher. So I was teaching the whole school, over 500 kids, and that was fun. But I am going to continue to keep on helping people because that's what she told me that I was supposed to do, and it's actually been working. Even with basketball, even with having a part-time job and doing stuff, a lot of people always be like, "Yo, you're an asset," and I value that.
Along with, so you worked at that school for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you worked here?
3. It's the third
3?
year. Yeah.
Which one was your favorite year?
No, I love last year. I love every year. Every year brings in something different. So like that's like asking me do I have one favorite kid? That's not true. I love everybody differently. I love everybody differently. So I wouldn't say that I have a favorite year. I just think no. Let me take that back. If I have to answer this question the way I need to answer it, I'm gonna say the first year I came here.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because the first year I came here, it made me want to stay here. You know what I mean? Because it was like North Star, it was like a family. Though it was different at North Star because, you know, they became my family too. When I came here, it was like, oh snap. Like, let me stay here. I like the vibe here. It's really and the principal, and I don't know, I can't say this enough about our principal, but our principal is the bomb. You don't got too many people that is gonna be like our principal. He allows y'all to be free and do a lot of stuff that y'all like. Allows y'all to use your voice and everything. Or not everybody principal is gonna be like that. You're not gonna see your principal in the hallway. When I worked at North Star, the principal was not in the hallway. I just knew the principal. I would go talk to her. But you're not gonna go to any school and see the principals walking around the hallway, sitting in the classroom, being the teacher, being the lunch lady. Like you're not gonna see that. And that's what our principal climate. If he has to be in the hallway, you see Ingram sitting in that corner in the hallway. He will do it all. So that's why I say, like, I like people that are involved. And he's a great role model.
So I have a question.
I have a question more like based on like how I can aim to be something better or someone better. So in the future, I've been really thinking about it. Like I kind of want to be like a probation officer because of what I went through before, like with all that,
Go for it.
yeah. But like I want to be able to help people too. Do you think like based on the stuff like I went through and all that, that I would be able to like put myself in those shoes and
Yeah.
help somebody?
That makes you a better person. They always say, like, right, and I'm not being smart to nobody, but they do say, like, when you go to school to get the degree to do the job, that don't always mean that you're perfect for that job. That don't always mean that that's the job for you. But if you have a passion in that field, you're gonna love what you do. If you love what you do, man, you'll wake up every day and go to work. A lot of people don't like what they do and they shouldn't do it. They should just go on and find something else that they love to do. Because there's always gonna be something out here that you love to do. So I say go for it. I say go for it.
What do you chase your dreams? I'm gonna be a CEO, so I never give up there.
Oh, my fault. My next question is, I know you went through William Penn, you said, and then after that you transitioned to
Newark High School.
okay. So why didn't you go there to like help people, and why did you choose Glasgow instead?
Ooh. I picked Glasgow because Glasgow had the job open for the behavior support specialist. And if I could have went to Newark now, I wouldn't have went there. I would have picked here over again 1,000 times. I'd have picked here over again. I love the students. Like that's what I'm here for. I'm here for the students. So like I speak to my coworkers and stuff like that, but I'm here for y'all. And I love it. Anywhere I go though, I'm cool with all the students. Like even like Gianna would say, like every basketball game we go to, I know all the kids. Like it don't matter. We play any team. I know half the kids on the team. I just got that connection with kids. I love it. And when I was working at the field house, I seen a lot of kids. So everybody still speaks to me and be like, "Hey, coach, what's up? How you been?" So, yeah, well.
One more question. When we graduate, are you gonna continue to let this podcast live on to create more
It's the third year.
word
Yeah.
activities and functions for the new students that are coming here, make new friends, make new kids you help out?
Yeah.
No?
So I think like, y'all be giving me ideas. Like I have all these, like, I always have ideas in my head on what to do, how to do it. But I do think that sometimes, and I really wanted to start this, and maybe you guys will be that generation that started, is I really wanted to start a Big Brothers and Big Sister group. The same support I had is the same support that I want some of these students that, maybe this little ninth grader was you. You know what I mean? Maybe this little 10th grader was you. I think that we should have that set in place because they can see your growth and you can help them grow. Because some people do, like I said, people need that support. A lot of people don't have that support, so they should be able to have that support.
Okay, so I got a question. Uh, can we do a podcast for prom so like we can record? And also
Let's think
after
about it.
we graduate, would you let us come in to be like guest speakers?
Of course. Of course. Of course. You're always welcome. Everybody that's a part of the podcast, actually from 3 years ago, would be different. It would be a different session. So that'd be cool.
How you doing?
My boy.
What's up?
How are you?
I see you got a few tats. Do they have any meaning?
Oh my God, here we go. Yes, I do. I have a lot of tats. But yes, so this one right here, my grandmom used to say this all the time. This quote, the Serenity Prayer. She used to say it all the time. So I got this tattoo on my arm to think about her. My daughter got it on her rib. My oldest son got it on his calf muscle. And then my other two sons are supposed to get it on one part of their body so that it means like everybody has a piece, so we're all put together. I got 4 butterflies and they represent my kids. They bring me peace. So that's why they're there. And then the hummingbird is because I sing and it's not done yet. We're not going to talk about how I heard it. But I got a hummingbird on at the top, which is because I like to sing. So all of them do have meaning. Things. They all do have meaning to me. I'm not just and my mom and dad is the lion and the sunflower. The lion and the sunflower. My dad's a lion, my mom's a sunflower. She loved sunflowers when I grew up. Her whole kitchen was sunflowers when I was younger. So I would come in the house and you would see a pot of sunflowers and that's, so I think of my mom and dad, I put them together. Yeah. They're still together, mind you. They've been together 46 years. Yeah. 46 years. They've been married for 40 years, 46 years they've been together. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work.
Hey, Miss Johnson. Hey, yeah.
Hey.
So my question is, are you willing to take the Dragons Den like beyond just Glasgow High School? Are you willing to take
Yeah.
us somewhere where
Where people see us?
yes.
I do. If we get that opportunity, yes, definitely. I'm with everything. Anything that can help us grow and be better and help y'all get your voice out there, yes, I'm with it. I'm down with it. Anything else?
I was about that just to like kind of like lead on that. Would you be down to like have like a live audience, like all the students?
Yes,
Montoria
I would love for
Johnson?
us to have a live audience. Y'all know I could be real
It could be
goofy.
coming soon.
Yeah, that
around
I
next
think that should be coming soon. But I'm a goof troop. I like to have fun. This is what we do. I'm with everything. Anything like I'm the type of person, and sometimes y'all gotta think about this too. Y'all gotta learn how to be open-minded. And I'm saying when I say open-minded, I say be willing to do things that you ain't never did before. Like be willing to get dirty. Like that's how I am. I'm flexible and I'm adaptable to any situation. Like if you want to teach me how to do something, I'm gonna learn it. You know what I mean? And y'all gotta pick up that. Every and anything, even if you don't want to do it, if you learn it and put it in your head that you know it, man, nobody can tell you anything. I've worked with microfiche before. I bet you don't know what microfiche is. You know what I mean? Microfiche, you gotta wear special gloves and you gotta touch film, but you're not supposed to be able to touch the film. So like it's a lot of things that, I work with. So it's different, and y'all don't see Mr. Rogowski, but Mr. Rogowski as well. Like we learn how to do things with you gotta get dirty. You gotta try new things. So I say all of y'all try new things.
Such an inspirational story from Miss Johnson today. And I just You're an amazing person, man.
Thank you. It could be a lot more we talked about, but we
You
didn't
help
have.
us a lot throughout the years.
No, I do. I'm going to continue to keep on helping y'all. One thing I could tell y'all is keep striving. Don't allow nobody to mess up your plans in life. Feed your focus, not your distraction. All right, because everything out here can be a distraction. Actually, I wore that shirt yesterday. Um, Mr. John Williams, he made that shirt actually. And if you feed your focus and not your distraction, it will help guide you to where you need to be in life. Though we make mistakes, mistakes are learning lessons. So I say feed your focus. Feed your focus on your goals and what you have to accomplish. Even if your house is not the best, just feed your focus. Feed your focus.
Wise words from Ms. Johnson here today, right now.
Yes. Want to take us out? AK, let's go, AK, let's go.
So that's it. This is the Dragon's Den, and as usual, we always work towards our common goal, achieving our dreams through the academics, arts, and athletics, and never stopping until that goal is accomplished.
Yes, he did that good. Thank you.